This is a short bite episode of Homeschool Together. Hello and welcome to Homeschool Together Short Bite Edition. Today we're going to be talking about a nice little fun game, cooperative, called Race to the Treasure by Peaceable Kingdom. And you may recognize that name. We've done a few games from them. I think Hoot Owl Hoot is one of the other ones that we did.
I think that might be their most famous game.
Yeah.
They're known for having really terrific preschool games that parents do not mind playing, which is a big selling point.
And Race to the Treasure, I would say, is one of those. It's a cooperative game, a path building game, which is, if people know, if you can remember, like Carcassonne, where you're building the roads, very similar thing, or maybe even like a labyrinth, if you've played that.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to get there. basically you have a grid set up, and down the side, it's an Excel. It's a preschool Excel grid.
Yes.
It has A through...
But are you doing pivot tables?
So it has A through F columns on the top, and then 1 through 6 rows. And basically, you're going to roll dice, a letter and a number die, and you're placing keys wherever those intersect, which was good. This was a good experience for our daughter to roll and have to find the letters and the numbers, and that intersection point.
The intersection point. And, you know, that's kind of like a technical idea, but it's a very important concept to be able to come in from an x-axis and a y-axis and find the point where they intersect. I would say it's a gateway to Battleship, which I can't wait to play and cheat mightily and beat her all the time. But yeah, so you end up placing the keys, and then you start selecting.
Right. So you start
tiles.
drawing path tiles. The tiles are straights, turns, tees. I mean, there's a variety of them, right? But what you're trying to do is take your path through the keys and get to the treasure. Kind of, if there was a column G, it's the ogre's path. So when you're drawing these tiles, every randomly, you may draw an ogre's face, and if you get 6 of those ogre faces, then he reaches the treasure before you do.
Yeah,
right?
And so it's a race against the ogre.
So you're trying to not only get to the treasure, but find the best path to get the keys and then get to the treasure. And so it's a good concept, right? Because your child is thinking ahead. So our child is grabbing a tile and then looking and saying, okay, well, I know I got to get to the treasure, but I also have to get to the key. And if I put this piece here, well, maybe I won't be able to, I'm going to run out of board, right? I'm not going to be able to bend back around. So there's some strategic decisions to make, and you're playing together. I always love these cooperative games, especially for this age group, because they can get very into winning. If you don't lose, if you don't win, you're losing. And so I love that all of this is it's cooperative. Everyone works together.
And what's great about cooperative games is, by design, you're meant to talk through your strategy. And when you talk through your strategy, especially with a young gamer, kindergartner, even preschooler, talking through the strategy teaches them how to think through the game, and this will help grow their gaming skills, grow their critical thinking skills of trying to solve a problem, especially in a game like this where it is path dependent, but also you have to get to an endpoint as soon as possible. And these are classic kind of like computer science problems, science type of problems, where you're trying to find the path to get to the point where you need to go, but then also achieve an end goal. Those are things that are concepts that are kind of rooted at the base level of, a lot of STEM thinking and whatnot. And since the game is actually put into an XY grid, you get this kind of charting aspect. You can kind of think, and it will not be the first time if you plot a line. That'll be the first time they ever see a line on a grid, because you play a game like this, they actually see that, and they're thinking in space, but also future probability, whether the ogre faces are being rolled up. And that's why these games are really, really important, is it kind of gives you that deterministic, I got to get to a goal, I got to get in a very short period of time, but also mindful about the end point of the game is coming, and I need to be able to do both of these at the same time. So think short term and long term are very, very nice skills to develop and hone.
Yeah, this game is ages 5+. I think that our daughter started playing it when she was 4, so I think it's probably closer
especially
to
since
maybe
yeah.
4 to
Yeah.
say maybe like 4 to 7.
Yeah,
I think
easy.
that if you get over 7, this wouldn't be interesting anymore. So definitely perfect for the later preschool, kinder, first grade set. Just a terrific game. Of course, Peaceable Kingdom always has good quality components. Everything is recyclable. The
board is
instructions
really-
are part of the box, which I just love.
Materials are well done. The box, the artwork is really, really cute. It's got the funny ogre on the front. The inserts are really nice. The cards and tiles are very nice and weighty. So it does not feel like you've been cheated on, like, you can open up like one of those, I mean, throw some shade, Milton Bradley games.
Or
and
Hasbro.
It feels like they built it out of dust.
Yeah, they're so thin.
It's like literally paper you're playing with. Like we have a version of Candyland that's just embarrassing.
Yeah.
And
true.
like for the same price, I can get a game like this that feels like somebody actually put some time into it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think it's really good quality components, great components, always cooperative, and a game that I don't mind sitting down and playing with her, which is
And
it's
multiple
difficult.
games of it, right? Because again, it is a game where you lose, but you lose together, and
Right.
that I think is a nice thing to learn.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's hard in this game set. Candyland's a perfect example of something that I just cannot wait to stop playing. This is one where, if she wants to play this or she wants to play Hoot Owl, we have a couple other Peaceable Kingdom games we'll probably talk about at some point. They're always games that I'm not upset to play. There is enough strategy there to make it not like mind numbing for parents. So I think it's great, and it teaches her some great skills, and she's having fun. So win, win, win.
Win, win, win.
Thanks so much for joining us today and making us a part of your homeschool journey. Please engage with us on social media. Join our Homeschool Together podcast group on Facebook and find us at Homeschool Together Podcast on Instagram. We'd love to hear your feedback, questions, and recommendations. Until next time.
Happy homeschooling!
Just a second.
Gotta pay the bills.
Gotta make the money. Credit's no good. Job is running shop in your neighborhood. Think you can cut? I got a grappling hook. Let's make this quick, cause I'm really booked. A devious, degenerate defender of the devil shut down all the trash compactors on the detention level. My backpacks got jets. My boba, the fat. I bounty hunt I bounty hunt
For Jabba Hutt.
for Jabba Fence, my vet. Wiki, wiki, wiki.